and welcome to my magic maths lesson. You will need some things to start this lesson, so you might want to pause in a moment and collect everything that you need. You will need some paper, A4 paper cut into strips, little bit, about a ruler width will be perfect, and you'll need 3 or 4 of these, okay? And some scissors, big ones or small ones, be careful with them. Something to colour in with, you could use felt tip pens or colouring pencils, it's up to you. All I could find was a brown Sharpie, so I'm using a brown Sharpie. And a pencil or a pen. And some sticky tape, that's very important. So pause the video and find all the things that you need and we'll get started. Okay, are we ready to go? First thing, dead easy. Take a piece of paper, one of your strips, make a loop, just fold it round like that as if you're making a paper chain. Take a piece of sticky tape and stick it together to make yourself a loop. Okay, dead easy. Put that to one side, we'll come back to it. Next, take another strip of paper, hold it firmly with one end, but then at the other end, twist the paper round. So, got it flat, twist it round, and then loop it round to join. So you've made a loop, but it's got a twist in it. Okay, I'll just do that again to show you. You have a strip, hold one end, twist the other end, fold it round and join it together. This bit's a bit tricky, and when I do this at school with children, sometimes they need help. So you might want to ask a brother or sister, or if you've got an adult to help you, ask them. So one of you can hold it while the other one sticks. Now, I'm left with a twisted loop and this loop. This one is called a belt loop, and it's called a belt loop because it looks a bit like a belt. This one also has a really special name, and it's named after a famous mathematician whose name was August Möbius, and that's a German name, and he invented this in 1858, and it's a very special kind of a shape. Now, mathematicians who look at shapes and how we twist them and bend them and squish them and squash them, they have a special name and they are called topologists. And Möbius strips are very interesting things to topologists. So let's look at our 2 loops together. First question, how many sides has this belt loop got? I'm guessing you've said 2. An outside and an inside, yeah? And you're right, it does. How many sides has this loop got, the Möbius strip? Now, bear in mind they were both made from one single strip of paper. You would think they would both have 2 sides if this one's got 2 sides, wouldn't you? But maybe not. So, if we think this has got 2 sides, an inside and an outside, we should be able to colour one side, shouldn't we, without colouring the other side. So that's what we're going to do now. So take your belt loop and off you go, start colouring the outside of your belt loop. Press pause while you do that. Okay, have you done that? I have, and I have got the outside of my belt loop very badly coloured in, and the inside of my belt loop is not coloured in. So I've got the outside and the inside. Now, what I'd like you to do now, and I'm going to ask you to do something special when you colour in this time. I want you to try not to take your pencil or your felt tip pen off the loop, okay? And I would like you to try and colour in just one side of your Möbius strip. So I'm going to start here, colouring, and I'm feeding it through, and I'm colouring just one side. So press pause, colour in one side of your Möbius strip, and then press play again. Okay, how did you get on? Now, when I tried to colour just one side of my Möbius strip, I ended up colouring the whole thing. Is that what happened for you too? So a topologist would say this shape, the belt loop, has got 2 sides, outside, inside, but they would say the Möbius strip only has 1 side. What do you think? Now, we want to use one of these? Have a little think why we might want to use one of these instead of one of these. We wouldn't use it to keep our trousers up because that would not help. We use them in factories actually, and actually we use them in supermarkets as well. If we need a belt, a conveyor belt or a belt drive on a machine, using a Möbius strip means that both sides get equally worn out, and so the strip, the belt, will last a lot longer. So that's how they get used. Now, this might not be magic enough for you yet. So we're going to make another strip. So take another piece of paper, put a twist in it. Really important you get that twist. Sometimes you go to fold it up and you find you haven't actually got your twist. So make sure your twist is there before you take your piece of tape. This time it's super important that your tape covers the join, okay? So make sure your tape covers the join. Right, now, what I'd like you to do is take your pencil or your pen, find the middle of your strip. Actually, I think I'll use my Sharpie just because that will show up better for you. I'm going to find the middle of my strip, like that, and I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to draw a line all the way around the middle, and it's quite important that you stay in the middle of your strip. Okay, so could you press pause and then draw a line all the way around the middle of your strip? Off you go. Okay, have you done that? I have. There you go. You can see my line goes all the way around the middle. Now, this is where your scissors come in. So, take your scissors very carefully and you're going to cut all the way along the line. So I'm going to get started by folding a little bit of it over so I can get a little snip. You see that? And then I can tuck my scissors in and cut all the way around. Okay. Before you carry on, just stop. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen if you cut round here? Have a little think, press pause, and then cut along your line. Off you go. So, have you done it? What happened? Let's have a look. I'm going to cut all the way round my strip and see what happens. We've got one big loop, but it has two twists in it. How many of you guessed that would happen? The first time I made one of these, I thought I was going to end up with two separate Möbius strips, but you don't. Okay, shall we try something else? Take another strip, put your twist in it, bring it round, tape it up. I cut all my tape out beforehand so you couldn't see me ripping my tape with my teeth. Okay, you all got that? You might want to press pause while you do it and then come back to us. Okay, now this time you're going to draw another line, but not down the middle. So this time I want you to go about a third of the way across your strip. Okay, so about a third of the way across. Again, all the way around the strip until you meet the bit where you started. Okay, so press pause and off you go. Okay, have you done that? So I've done that, and you can see it ends up looking like I've got two lines. Now, what do you think will happen this time? Shall we have a look? I'm going to start my snip here. There you go. And I'm going to start cutting in to the first of my lines I can see, and I'm just going to keep cutting. So press pause and do your cutting. How did you get on? I'm just finishing mine. And there you go. Well, was that what you got? So we've got one big Möbius strip and one little one that's hooked onto it like a paper chain. Was that what you guessed? It certainly wasn't what I guessed, but a topologist would have realised that's what would happen. Okay, have fun. See what else you can do with a Möbius strip. Bye for now.